Hello TDXians, it's about that time that I share a lot of info about my game, so I'll be answering a lot of questions in this video. Note that really anything is subject to change, because my devs and I are so pretty early in development. Anyways, let's answer some questions you guys are dying to ask. This question is by Pickus Roleplay 0208. I hope I'm saying that right. Is 2D TDX going to have the same maps / towers as 3D TDX or Roblox TDX? Yeah, so 2D TDX is going to have both characters / maps from TDX as well as original characters. You could argue that some towers are going to be somewhat original, as I'm combining both of Ranger's paths from Roblox TDX into one path in 2D TDX, and I plan to do that with other towers. This next one's by Chef Goober. Will you have PvP for pros? No, the game is going to be single player only. This is because I'm not trying to pay for servers at all, so there's not going to be any multiplayer aspect to 2D TDX. This one's by The Hidden Light. If you ask multiple questions, I'm only going to choose one. Is the game going to cost money? No, the game is going to be completely free. No purchase will be required for the game itself, and no real money purchases will be available inside the game. This one's by Lil Vro. Where will 2D TDX be available on? So it's actually going to be available on Steam, and this decision was approved by John himself, and I'll announce whenever the game is listed on Steam. This one's by Supercell. Are there going to be multiple game modes like PvP, or more than one player on the field against the zombies? Again, no to PvP, but somewhat to the other part. There's going to be multiple modes. I plan for easy, intermediate, elite, expert, and endless to be in the main game modes. As for special modes, I'll also plan to add those. This next one's by Regulist. Any plans for updates after the initial release? If so, will you guys take a break first or not? Yes, I plan to update this game to include a lot more content. The game is going to initially release with a jumble of towers, alongside only easy and intermediate being available on the first version. Hold on, I'm getting a call.
Hi, Donut. Can I answer a question, please?
Oh hey, Corrupted World. How'd you get my number?
Don't worry about that. Just let me answer a question.
Okay, you can answer this one.
This next one is by Mr. and Selena. Donut? What the hell is this?
Oh my bad, I don't know who that is. Let me give you another question.
Alright, how difficult will the game be? And are you planning to add a story mode to the game? The game shouldn't be crazy difficult for the general player base. Since this is going to be a Steam game, players who are new to tower defense should have a chance to play. However, there will be challenges for the more skilled players in the future. As for the non-canon story, the game is going to be set in its own universe. If we ever get to the point where we can implement a story mode, we might do that. It's highly unlikely in our eyes though as of this moment.
Alright, thanks for joining Corrupted. On to the next question now. This one's by Bloometry120. On average, how long does it take to make a full tower? It really depends on how busy my artist is, but I always try to create references to help speed up the progress. Right now, only Ranger is fully animated, as I'm working on enemies in UI first. This one's by the Voidbreaker. How will the boss fights work if you can say? Most bosses are going to spawn from the right and stay there at the entrance. All towers from each lane can target it, but HP scaling will be introduced to balance out the fact that more or less lanes there are, the more or less DPS you have to deal with the boss. This one's by Goliath Hangman. When will there be a Dr. Mallory spray? I actually don't plan on any story regarding Dr. Mallory as of this moment. This next one's by Studlander. Will there be a mobile port? Most likely no. A mobile port requires me to upload either to the Google Play Store or the App Store. I think the Google Play Store is just mediocre, and the Apple App Store charges you money to host your apps there, so it's just not worth it for a mobile port if this is going to be a non-profit game. This one's by Cleans. Will aerial and naval towers be in the game if there's a way to make them work properly? Will you just handle golden towers like how PvZ1 treats the plant evolutions where you just place them on top of the normal version? This is actually a really good question. So, naval towers are a difficult concept when it comes to this game. I don't know how to implement it other than make it a special mode or make it a background tower, so I have no good answer to that. As for golden towers though, it will work similarly as the special plants and plants for the zombies. Let's take Golden Ranger for example. When you max out a Ranger, you can place a Golden Ranger on top of him, and then you upgrade the Golden Ranger further from there. This was by CryoXS. How will you carry out the balance changes and overall to make the game feel fun and not around a single meta? I haven't started balancing just yet, but I do have a team of testers, some being very good TDX players, to help me balance the game. This question is by Buffering Sign. Will there be an Emperor boss fight that functions similarly to Dr. Zomboss? Maybe, just maybe. I think it would be really cool, like only seeing Emperor's shins and souls, and then he leans down to attack your towers. That would be a really cool boss fight, and I might implement something like that down the line, but it's not guaranteed at all. This one's by a fellow 47. Will April Fool's enemies like Among Us be added? I actually don't know about that one, but I might add like an April Fool's mode that's just a balancing mess. This one's by the God of Silliness. Will there be any voice lines? Yes, some towers are going to be voice acted. In fact, John agreed to voice act his own tower in the game. And now this last one is by Contract Cavern. How many towers will be in the first version? That isn't exactly foreseeable right now, but I can guarantee that Ranger, Golden Ranger, Juggernaut, Slammer, and Barracks will be in the game for sure on the first version. Well, that's all the questions. Thank you so much for watching. For your reward of watching to the end, here's 1.5 seconds of the trailer music.